Good morning, everyone. Today, I will show you some common maintenance process of the ACE UI. So we'll cover these topics today. I will show you what you can do through the platform UI, what you can do in the cluster UI, in the KubeDB-ui, and the other two, this self-host UI and billing UI. I will skip these two for now, and we'll make some separate videos on those specific topics, like on the billing topic or on the self-host UI. So let's focus on them one by one. I have already set up like this. If you don't have this setup, follow my previous videos and you'll get it. So here I have my whole hub cluster, one general imported cluster and one spoke cluster. And if you click on the drawer button, you should see that the platform UI, that KubeDB UI, and I'm currently in the console UI. This is called the cluster UI. So I will explain these three only today. So let's first start with the platform UI. Click on the platform button. I have logged in as the administrator here, and this is my organization. So I am currently looking for the admin pages, and here you should see these pages. Like most important thing, obviously the site administration. Here you can add some users or organizations and delete some users, add some external authentication sources. Like you can do those of the stuffs here. Like click on user accounts, click on create user account, and give the username, password, and so on. And the user can change his password on the fly. So these are the common site administration pages, and you will not see these pages if you are not logged in as the admin. Next, the user settings page. Here, some common like profile related stuffs and branding related stuffs are here. Like for example, what is the username and website link. Then you can delete the accounts. You can change the password. You can add some Kubernetes credential, like click on create credential, and you should be able to give your own credential like Linode or DigitalOcean or Azure, and so on. So these credentials can be used to actually connect some cluster or import some cluster from the cloud. And also, if you want to get some access token to like automate some API commands or something, so you can just click on that generate token and get one access token from it. And also, this ACE upgrade button is also in the settings page. So I have covered this one in a previous separate video. The domains, allowed domains can be changed and added here. And these are the branding information, like you want to change the color or the favicon icon and those stuffs. And important thing is client organization. I have covered this also in a separate video. I will attach the links in the description. So these are the common user settings part. And this is the organization part, like you can see what are the organization, what are the teams, members, those are the organizational common stuffs you can think of. So this is all in the platform UI page. And these two has been covered separately because these two are like big topic. So next, focus on the cluster UI. Let's click on the cluster console. In the console, go switch back to your organization. And you should see all of your cluster, those are imported under the organization. So from the console UI part, we can make it two separate things. One is like general clusters, like I want to update something in that cluster. This is the general approach. And other one is like hub cluster. So I want to update something from a hub perspective. As you already know that we automatically integrated the OCM, that Open Cluster Management, that project on Power UI to actually accommodate the hub spoke model. So here, let's first focus on the cluster specific stuffs. Let's go to imported cluster first. And this is the front page of a console UI. And from the left bar, you can see that general cluster specific information, like deployments. For example, if you go to workloads, you should see the deployments, stateful set, job, pods. In the Kubernetes section, you should see the nodes. Like in the data store section, you should see the databases. service discovery holds the services, and network policy embraces those stuffs. Configuration, obviously, it will hold the config part, so config maps and secrets. Storages should be like PVC storage class. So these are like if you are used to get used to in Kubernetes, you should see like what should be under what option. Service account is under security, and the administrator like can create the limit ranges, resource quota, cluster roles, CSI drivers, namespaces, those stuff. So these are like very easy to get, actually, very intuitive. And this left bar is actually changeable. So if you go to the settings button and click on the sidebar, for example, we want to like add something new. So for example, like I want to add backup config, for example. So click on this and drag and drop onto this, save that. And you should see that the drag and drop button is already attached to this. So if you want to like modify your left bar, like more flexibility, you can just change that in the sidebar section. Here, this is the licenses. So you can like add some license here also. But we generally recommend to actually do all those license billing, those stuffs from the billing UI, which I'll make a separate video on that, as I already like said that. And here you can create some project quota. So for example, you want to like create a MongoDB in demo namespace, which will not be like greater than 6 GB of memory. So you can like create this type of quota from here. This preset holds the presets that I already covered in a separate video. So this is a like important topic to actually run the cluster, run the ACE UI. So I will highly recommend that just see that video first to actually grab a little bit better understanding on the UI structure. And this update ACE version obviously covered in the ACE upgrade video. So this is this page gets used for the upgrading of the imported clusters. And these are the feature set like what you see from the common page. These are the feature sets. You will get everything in the settings page also, nothing new. So this is the settings page and this is the left bar, and let's focus on the like middle big point here. Here you should see all the features that has been installed in this cluster. For example, for backup and recovery, I have installed the stash presets and cube stash. So those two are like green colored, and the stash has not been enabled. So this is not any colored. For example, like go to monitoring for like observability, and these are the features that has been installed here. Now, if you want to install some other feature, for example, you want to install Kubernetes Grafana dashboard. So click on configure. And click on the Kubernetes Grafana dashboard. This one. Click on preview. And you should see that Kubernetes Grafana dashboard, that handle is going to be applied now. So just click on deploy, and that should be applied by now. Perfect. So after a while, this should be green colored once it is installed. Let's do a refresh here. Perfect. So this has been applied. And for example, if you want to uninstall something, so click on configure, untick that feature and like apply. And also like I can show you that. And if you want to like change some values or of some ham release, you can also do that too. So click on preview, like change the values what you want to. Like for example, I want to change the ham release of the Prometheus. So I want to like change here or something and do the changes. Click on deploy. You can also like compare with the default values. So that's it. And if you want to like disable some feature, just unclick that one. That's it. Click on preview and deploy. So these are the like general stuffs that I just covered for the typical imported clusters. This also applicable to the ACE cluster. So if you want to change something on the ACE cluster, you can just do there. Now let's focus on the hub cluster perspective. So let's go back to hub. I've covered this general option. So this hub spoke model is actually our default integration with using OCM on our ACUI. And if you want to enable some feature or change some feature on multiple spoke cluster, you can just change in one hub cluster and everything will be changed on all the spoke cluster connected. This is the general concept of the hub spoke model. So let's click on that hub cluster. This is the front page of the hub cluster, and this front page holds all the profile related stuffs. What does it mean by profile? We mean profile by a group of feature. So for example, the generic device, this generic device is actually holds the KubeDB feature, the backup feature, the monitoring feature. So all the general features that is related to the device application, that is required for the device applications. So other stuffs also like Azure device, this also hold the Azure specific copy features and so on. So this front page is the collection of profiles. And as from the count, you can see that I had imported one generic device cluster and its cluster number is 1. So I want to update that generic device cluster. And which one is my generic device cluster? This one, this Ornov imported, I imported, this real spoke one I imported is a generic device cluster. So let's go there again. Click on generic device. And you should see that your cluster is listed here. And you should see what are the current versions and what are the out-of-dated clusters, what are the unaligned clusters. Out-of-dated clusters means your cluster is not up to date with the ACE updates. This is the out-of-date cluster. And unaligned means your cluster is already aligned, already up to date, but there is something other features installed that is not demonstrated, that is not defined in the ACE cluster. So let's do an example to actually better understanding this. I am in the ACE cluster. So in the ACE cluster, in the database section, what are the features here? Here we have installed the KubeDB, KubeDB Op Center, and KubeDB-ui presets. These three features. So these three features are accessible in our spoke cluster also. So this spoke cluster has also these three features enabled. You can check from here, like in the database section, all the three features are enabled. Now, I want to uninstall the KubeDB-ui presets feature from the hub and install that from the spoke directly. So let's do that. Okay. Here the KubeDB-ui presets was part of the CPDBS generic. So if I uninstall this feature from here, that should be uninstalled from the clusters also, from the real spoke 1 cluster. Deploy. Okay. So that has been removed from the CPDBS generic cluster set. Let's open up a separate terminal. So let's check if that has been really uninstalled from the cluster itself. No, that has not been uninstalled from the cluster itself still now, because these changes, these changes from the cluster set actually takes a little bit of time to actually impact on the actual clusters. And here you can also see one thing, that it has one unaligned cluster. If we click on that and see that this real spoke cluster, this cluster has some additional feature, which is KubeDB-ui presets. As we can confirm that KubeDB-ui presets is installed here. This is the additional, and there is no out of sync. So this spoke cluster 1 has all the features that is defined in the device generic, but it has additional features. So that is called the unaligned cluster. That is we call the unaligned cluster. So let's do a refresh here. Perfect. So KubeDB-ui presets is uninstalled from the cluster itself. That's real spoke 1, our target cluster. So let's wait for this KubeDB and KubeDB Ops Center to be ready again. It will take a little bit of time to actually just reflect on the cluster. So we have successfully uninstalled something from the hub and we see the impact on the spoke. Now our target was that we'll install the KubeDB-ui presets from the spoke. So how you can go there, just click on console and directly we are installing that in the spoke. So let's go there. Let's wait for this to be ready. And one thing to understand that as we have uninstalled the KubeDB-ui presets from the profile, so if we import some other cluster as a CPD generic, that will not have that KubeDB-ui presets feature, which is yeah, you got it. And there is another level of changes. Like if you click on some particular cluster, which is choosing some cluster from the hub, not choosing some cluster from directly from the console UI. So if we change something here, it will change the cluster profile binding, which is another CRD we introduced. And that doesn't have any impact on the newly imported cluster. So if we uninstall the networking add-ons from here and we import some other cluster as a CPD-based generic, that will have that networking add-ons because we are changing in a cluster specific information, not in the cluster set, which is this page. If we would change in this page, that would impact all the clusters getting imported as CPD-based generic. So yeah, that KubeDB feature has been installed. So we want to install KubeDB-ui presets now from directly in the spoke. So click on configure, and it is saying that it is a spoke cluster, manage it using ACE. So we generally recommend that you manage all the spoke cluster from the ACE. But if you are 100% sure that what you are doing, you can just continue from here. So if you are 100% sure that I'm going to install my KubeDB-ui presets from directly onto the spoke, then yeah, continue. So I have clicked on the configure button and I'm installing the KubeDB-ui presets from here. And one thing to understand that if we change some values in the KubeDB or KubeDB-ui presets, that will be applied in this cluster. But after a while, that hub cluster will overwrite using its configuration, the configuration that is given here. So changing the values of KubeDB and KubeDB Ops Center will not actually help because those two are actually still managed by the hub. So let's apply the KubeDB-ui presets only. Click on preview and click on the deploy. Perfect. So KubeDB-ui presets has been installed from the spoke, and it will it will be ready in some seconds. Perfect. And also we can confirm everything from the spoke cluster directly. And here you can see that KubeDB feature was old, but that KubeDB-ui presets that has been just installed directly from the spoke, and it has nothing related to the hub cluster. So I think this general and hub specific information are all set also covered. We have covered what is unaligned cluster is, unaligned and up to out of date cluster. Then we have changed some feature from hub. Also change directly onto the spoke. And we have also covered what are the profiles like CPT based generic, Azure device, and those stuffs. So we covered those general stuffs. And the last topic is the KubeDB-ui, so which is actually managing the databases itself. So go to the KubeDB-ui now. The KubeDB-ui actually show the side panel by dynamically discovering the databases. So for example, if you like what cluster I'm currently, I'm in the real scope. So go to real scope cluster. Yeah, this is the real scope cluster. And if you check the CRDs, and here you can see what are the CRDs installed here for the databases. So this Kafka, Elasticsearch, MongoDBs, MariaDBs, MySQLs, Postgres, Redis. So these are the uh, databases that CRDs is available in that cluster, and those are dynamically discovered here. And if you see my KubeDB-ui presets video, you should get what to do on the KubeDB-ui. Like click on the create new databases, create a new DB, for example, like click on MongoDB, give some namespace. And these features are actually manageable by the KubeDB-ui presets that we just covered in separate video. So click on standalone, like enable the backup, enable the TLS, expose it via gateway, and everything is like self-explanatory. And once you are done here, just click on deploy, and that should be deployed onto the cluster. And I had enabled the backup. So in the backup part, you should see some backup configuration has been applied, and it will take some time, I think, to make that ready, because the DB is not ready yet. So it will take some time. And these are the other stuff like backup storage and so on and so forth. So wait for this MongoDB to be ready first. It will pull the images of the database. So might take some time. And this info holds the connection information to actually connect to the MongoDB. This holds the insights of that MongoDB cluster that we just created. This will hold all the Grafana UI, like CPU usage, memory usage, and so on stuffs. So let's do a refresh to see if that is coming or not. You can connect, click on the connect button directly from here also. And in the pod section, you can see the logs, and you can exit into the pod directly. Here you should see the Grafana dashboards. Here you can run some. So yeah, I can run some commands also. And in the backup section, you should see what are the recent backup, what are the recent restore, what are the repository. In the operation section, you can do the all kind of data operations that you can think of, like changing the version of the database, do a restart, reconfiguring it, like change some config secret or something. You can change the horizontal scale vertical. It is not enabled because we don't support to actually make that MongoDB standalone cluster, which is one pod to a three pod replica set. So that's why it is not enabled here. But if you create some three replica MongoDB and you want to horizontally scale it to 4, you can do that. You can horizontally scale it to 2 also. You can update the expand the volume. You can change the auto scaling configuration that is the defaultly provided, and you can disable the exposition by gateway and so on. And in the uh, down right, you should see all the summary type of information, like it is ready, the monitoring and backup is enabled, the TLS is not enabled, it is exposed, what are the storage, CPU, memory, and so on. and what is the age, and what is the current mode of the database, what is the namespace and version currently getting used. So these are the common operations you can do from KubeDB-ui. So yeah, I have covered all the topics, platform UI, cluster UI, and KubeDB-ui. From the KubeDB-ui, I have created DB, then handle everything from kubed-ui-presets. You should see my previous video to actually get a hold on to it. And what are the backup options, recent backup, backup storage, and so on. And also the operations, all the data operations, how you can do that. And lastly, the Grafana UI. So let's look into that one also. Click on the MongoDB cluster. And if you go to inside and click on that MongoDB summary, that should be redirected to a Grafana UI that will hold the actual Grafana dashboard that is related to this database. So let's wait for this to be loaded. Perfect. So as you can see that I am seeing the KubeDB MongoDB summary dashboard, and it actually holds all the information that is related to the MongoDB cluster. And also you should see everything from the overview page too here after it gets loaded. So yeah, that's it for today. Have a good day. Bye.